I think we make a pretty good team. Seems to work so far, as long as you do what you're told.
No, that's it. She's the boss.
You do actually have to stop and sit and have a look around because you've always got your head down. We're always going at 1,000,000 miles an hour, really, whether it's here on the farm or with the kids' sport and things like that, but you do have to stop and have a look. And I must say, often I do make myself do that, or if I'm in the garden doing something or mowing, or I just stop and look up and go, can you believe this? I've always been around horses from very early. I think I started riding when I was 2. It's a family tradition and we're just continuing that legacy. The racing and breeding game has been in our family for 5, 6 generations. It all started down in Victoria with St Albans Stud, coming from a racing background there. Guy Raymond, my great-grandfather, he was a committee member on Racing Victoria. My mum grew up on the farm at St Albans as well. And obviously in 1920 they purchased Sledmere Stud with Hugh Dennison, and the two of them, Guy Raymond and Hugh, formed a partnership and had Sledmere.
My mother's side of the family had a property which is still a very active stud in Ireland, in Kildare, called Og Hill House Stud, and learned pretty much everything I know about what we do now, including the farm side of it.
So a lot of this stuff came up from St Albans, and some of the photos from the Melbourne Cup with Ringfire in 1948. The horse was owned down by our family down in St Albans, and to have the Melbourne Cup in our presence right now, which is more exciting because we did originally find the Melbourne Cup and the silks, which you can see just here. They're the original silks, so they were in a cupboard in the house when we first arrived, in the back of a cupboard, all wrapped up in a plastic bag, and actually the photo of finish was rolled up as well. So it was all together, and we were quite taken back by what we'd found. Didn't know it was there, and a really special piece of history, which was a silver cigar box that Harry Telford had given to Guy Raymond in appreciation for Phar Lap, which, as most people would know, the story of when he was shot at, that they took him to St Albans to hide out before the Melbourne Cup. Yeah, you can see on the wall there, I've got the 2 photos are my father and Anne Raymond, who have both passed, and they're probably the real reason and the drive behind why I'm doing what I'm doing and carrying on the family tradition. Yeah, they're very special people, and I think they'd be really proud of sort of what we've achieved today. So my great aunt Anne Raymond took over the running of the farm in 1974. She loved her garden, her animals. There's a fair bit of herself in me too, because I've taken over a lot of the love for animal and the love for horses, what you do, and coming here and continuing the family tradition and leaving a legacy for herself and for our children. The STA is the original brand from St Albans Stud, so it's the St Albans brand. So that came with the move, and that goes on some of our clients.
Well as your mother's.
And Mum. When I graduated from school in '97, I went to Marcus Oldham and did my diploma in horse business management there, and then went to Widden Stud, which I stayed there for 5 years. I think we met when I was actually at Widden, and we were down at the old complex at the sales at Inglis there, and we were in next door alleys.
Yeah, she kept coming around our side. I was wondering what she was doing, but obviously came over to see us, I doubt.
I took over the farm with Royston in 2013. The development of the property has been ongoing. We'd done bits and pieces of improvements before Anne had passed away together. We had to decide to take the next step to elevate the business to another level. We had to build new infrastructure, we had to build new crushers, we had to put in laneways. Every post on the farm was personally put in by Roy.
Let's not bring up the past.
I mean, I just love that about how Roy has that vision and can build and come up with any map or plan and structure to make it all work.
Come on. Oh. I've always had a passion for that sort of developing, farming, cattle, horses, everything. You know, I suppose a lot of the time when you're starting, you want to build something that you think other people would be happy to keep their horses here, but you want to do it right because you're doing it for yourself and your family and your kids and for the future. Sometimes I wonder, you know, when over the years when I'm down in the very far paddock banging a post in and you're just trying to get it quite right and you go, nobody will ever see this. why am I spending so much time? But you know, that's I think the way we run our business.
Attention to detail.
Yeah. I think the big thing for us is, you know, having people that buy horses off us feel confident that they're buying a product that's been taken care of.
And full disclosure.
Yeah, full disclosure, transparent. We want to show people what we do on the farm, how we get our products to where they are. You know, we're lucky enough to be, you know, we've got some great graduates. I think we've 6 Group 1 winners over the last 5 years, which is great off the farm.
Communist hits the lead in the round with Guineas and is broken clear. Communist broke away to beat Lindemann. V8 revving up now. V8, Lady Laguna, V8, Vroom, V8 won the George Ryden.
Arkansas Kid just in front, Skybird's coming at it. Arkansas Kid from Skybird.
We've been consistently, you know, right up there with all the good farms. We believe in the hunter and in Australia.
It's such a long turnaround and it's a long time to get a result. And when you do get them, I mean, Osmosis was here on the farm from conception right through to yearling sales. And we had then a pinhook like V8, which we sourced and bought, and because we liked him, we decided to buy back into him with Tony and Calvin and Damon, and that's been a fun ride. And obviously to get a Group 1 is everyone's dream.
They're all special in a way, the horses, you know, you deal and see every day, so it's great to follow them on. That's what keeps us excited.
I think Easter is an exciting sale, and the book itself is just littered with black type, blue hens. It's incredible to look at, and to get a horse into that sale I think is a privilege within itself. And then to go and get the results like we've had before with First Seal when in COVID, and we topped the sale with 1.8, and you would have seen that Roy and myself were extremely emotional, but there's so much that goes into that.
That everyone, Rusty? Right up.
Right, we'll start with the fillies first. It's pretty much a highlight sale for the year, as we all know. I think there's a lot of excitement around it, which is great. We feel we bring really nice fillies for people that you know, can go and breed on out of those. We bring colts that can stand at stud like everybody does. So this year, sometimes you get lucky. You know, we're lucky enough to have 3 2-darn Huts. There's no hotter stallion in the land at the moment, you'd probably say. Snitzel as well, covered very good home affairs. You know, Kirk. Yeah, Ole Kirk, who's on fire. We got him. So when you actually go through the list of stallions we have, you know, as well as what's on paper, it's quite exciting. I do think we've got a very, very good draft of horses. Yeah, really looking forward to it, and looking forward to it for our clients as well. You know, Treen talks about my attention to detail. Hers is second to none. Everybody that works here will tell you. It's the little things. We both work outside. We're both very hands-on.
Who wins in an argument with you two?
Depends on what the argument is.
Sometimes I let Treen think that she's won, and sometimes she does that for me. If you're going to do well in something, you have to enjoy doing it. Can't imagine doing anything else anyway. Be able to live in this part of the world and you know, do what we do is a great privilege.
It is. Very grateful.
See you. See you later. See you, Will. See you guys. We'll see you in Sydney.